Test.
There. How's that going? That's much better. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test.
Can't tell yet because I've got an ad up.
Oh, isn't that
We're
the
good.
best? All right. Well, recurring technical minor issues aside, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks because of real life. To Torg Eternity's Chasing the Eye, I'm the Game Master, Michael B, and Lord B Gaming. And we did our new and updated intro to keep track of current events, and I know some people saw it because of off-camera reactions. Now, this could be our last game for 2023, as I was saying, just because we are into December and it's a busy time of year, and our next scheduled game of the 17th is not promised, but since the majority of our player base doesn't actually run things, they might be slightly more available, which usually is one of the factors for Chris, because he is in a very busy time of year at his work.
Yeah, I should be good on the 17th. The 16th is iffy, but the 17th I'm fine.
Yeah.
I say now.
Yeah, of course. No, it's always up in the air. That's why I mentioned this might be our last one beforehand.
Yep.
When last we left off, our intrepid heroes, with their new ally, made their way into the Living Lands from Phoenix, Arizona, into the Grand Canyon, and after what was not quite a simple encounter with some members of the Red Jaw tribe. They defeated drove off their dinos, beat up most of the Idunos, and the raised Gospogs that were fighting with them. They followed the trail of blood / marks left behind by the fleeing priest, and followed him into a crevasse and through some caves to this lovely scene, labeled the Altar of Fire, or Fire Portal. And that's where we left off, as they realized they were not alone and they were noticed. Now, we'll start with our normal characters, players, quick intro, starting with Alex.
Hello, I am playing Ikal, the E-Dinos. May also know me as Draconic Bloom or Providence on various social medias.
And then Chris, our lead GM for the Crucible gaming group.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Selene Dubois, a cyber papacy white witch who eschews violence. You probably know me from the games I run, including Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, Forbidden Lands, and Fallout 2D20 currently.
Mostly games that'd be great to play in, but full groups, and who knows what the schedule will hold in the future. And
I do.
And in any particular order, Josh or Jess.
I'm Jessica Lapointe. I am playing Matilda Mouse Hornbuckle, Dwarven Fighter, and I don't really run anything that anybody knows. So
At this time, at least. Who knows?
And Josh Lapointe, and I'm playing Arthur McGray. And it'll be a good time here, and we'll see if we last through this lovely scene unafflicted. But leave that up to the GM here.
And of course, like most of our games here, they are technically rated R or mature. We do try and not go quite so brutal, but sometimes it does happen. We do aim for around a PG-13, but language is going to happen, violence is going to happen. Just as a forewarning. All right.
I am very bad at not
like a trooper.
swearing.
Yeah.
I love how Alex and I just blurt that out at the same time.
Right? And I'm better about it, but I have been known for, very loquacious use of curse words in the proper context, as only someone that has worked mechanically or electronically can. Okay, so I'm going to unpause the map here. As a remember, you followed the. Oh, make sure I'm on the right window before I do that. You followed the priest, which is the closest target to you. The war scarred, just a little past him in the center of the circle, actually like addressed you slightly, and then the portal ripped open with the priests and Optins up closer to it, shouting in success. So the war squad will come forward. You led them here, fool. And casually backhand with the soft crunching sound of a skull collapsing as the Gotek falls over, deceased. Now what are you doing here? Storm
He
Knights.
talked to us. Oh, he is talking to us. No, killing you apparently.
Killing me? I don't think you understand what's waiting for you. While he's talking, the other people in the room are jumping into the portal and disappearing. If that's what you wish, though, I will clearly and happily give you death. I can't guarantee clean.
Ikal will just growl.
I'll just kind of look at everybody else and go like, I suppose I'm with you guys.
And he rolls his shoulders and starts flexing from his biceps down through his triceps to his hands. And as he rolls each of his fingers, you swear you can see his claws glow and grow.
Awesome.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
We'll toggle everyone's combat state. How's everyone's? Everyone's got their proper cards still because we didn't reset, other than the combat.
Yep. Yep. Possibilities reset at the start of session, though, right?
Yes.
So how many possibilities should we have then?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. As we begin combat, I will tell you point blank, this is a dramatic scene.
Yay!
The initial card is Crumbling Ruins. Heroes must test agility or become very vulnerable. The good news is you will be going first. The bad news is he has up.
Boo!
Okay.
So if everyone would like to make their agility tests, if you don't have the skill, it is dexterity. Difficulty is 10.
And this is going to go awful.
Like I said, dexterity if you don't have it. It'd be in the general skills. But it's generally big. Ooh.
Okay. I don't see it in there, so I'll just throw a dex, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the possibility that.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I see the agility listed anywhere on the sheet.
Yep. It's okay. It happens.
Oh.
I think it's a misprint on the card.
Yeah, it's probably just dex, but...
Probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna possibility that too.
I re-rolled one because of my lucky rabbits.
Yep. That's why I figured was going on, but I was going to ask after We got everyone rolled. Alrighty.
Yep.
Congrats on not failing and breaking your ankles, as it were. So you guys are up first. Any particular order? It doesn't matter to me. I'm just here waiting to unleash.
This metal grate in the center, is that like, do we see like heat waves radiating off it? Is it like hot to stand on?
You can feel the heat coming up from it. It's lightly hot to stand on, but it's not actually an obstruction or obstacle at this time.
Okay.
But there is definitely like lava fire flowing underneath it.
Alright.
Okay, if nobody's gonna do anything, I'm gonna move up.
Before you move, give me
Okay.
1 sec. I am going to multi-target enhance on a call and mouse.
Okay.
Excellent.
What are your strengths? Because that's what my difficulty is.
Our strength?
Mine's
Yeah.
10.
My strength is 14.
14.
Sorry.
Dwarf.
I am tank.
Oh, I will re-roll that because my
That is a 1.
my
yeah.
alteration makes
Yeah.
it favored though.
Thank goodness you get to choose to roll a second die if you don't like the first one and hope for the best.
And this is from my this is not from my lucky rabbit's foot. This is from my call to quarters.
Yeah.
Ooh, brought it all the way up to a 3. And that is still a failure.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're getting the bad rolls out now.
Hopefully,
Enjoy your shock, sir.
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to possibility that.
Okay. Get those out of the way early too.
An 18, awesome. So that'll give plus. It'll be a good success on a call, and that's the standard success on mouse.
Excellent.
So it's plus 2 strength to a call and plus 1 strength to mouse
Cool.
for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move up then. How many do I get to move up? 10.
10 squares.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and
Onward Vanguard.
yeah, I was gonna say I can't move twice in attack.
You can run, which is your running speed, but then you take an attack penalty,
Okay.
which is
My
that's one of the
run-
it's like times 3 normal, so you can get up to him.
Okay. I can get up to a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, the other he's dead.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna attack that bad guy.
Yeah. Because it is on the roll options for penalties. Is you're taking the extra move.
And so it's -2 to run, but +1 to my
Strength.
strength.
Yeah. But your strength doesn't impact your attack roll. It impacts your damage.
Okay.
Because
So I'm
it's
at a
dex to
minus-
hit with everything. So you're at a -2.
Okay. I'm just gonna click it there, I think. And roll. I'm gonna say that hits.
Let me just quickly check.
I forgot to click the guy, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's fine because his stat sheet's not completely accurate.
Okay.
It is a success. It is. It's still a good success.
Okay.
So that's 1 bonus die.
So roll the bonus die.
Okay.
That damage isn't accurate though.
No. Now you're doing 1 wound and 2 shock. But
Good solid hit.
yeah.
Put a card in my thingy. Yay, I did a thing.
Doesn't actually show any of his stuff on there. That's hilarious.
I think I'll actually also do the multi-act to run up and hit him.
Okay, he takes no damage. As he, you do hit him, but as per usual, when you
He
blink
says it
your
doesn't happen.
yeah, when you blink your eyes, your claw didn't actually penetrate his arm, grazing him. Instead, it's just laying against him as you're pulling it back.
Stupid jerk altering reality.
And of note to the two of you, because I call already we've been up there, even though the roll hasn't happened yet. When reality shifts, it feels very hot, like the air almost catches fire. Is the feeling as he spends that energy.
See, I knew I should have taken that extra armor.
Just a second.
It's also why I didn't bother using my breath weapon, because I figured we're in a lava-encased area. I don't think fire's gonna work on this guy.
They tend to be tougher to it in those type of situations, at least.
I have favored though.
So you roll again. Hope for a better result. Same result.
Boo. I'll just take it. Save my possibilities.
Yep. Remember, you both can put your cards down in the pool. Which leaves us with Arthur.
Yep, just moving up, and I'm just going to check measurements real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I hardly ever use it, so we're gonna go ahead and try this. I'm gonna shoot with my rifle.
Okay. I was going to say, if you say blue band's best stat, that's a lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say blue band. No, blue band's only 20 meters,
Yeah.
so that doesn't work. All right, so let me just make sure I get this right. Yeah.
Pichu. But you do get to put a card down. Which could be all the difference in the world. Oh, that's a dirty card, Chris. It's underused. I love it though.
What
What
card?
card?
Yeah, he put monologue in his pool.
Monologue.
All right, now it's my turn. Well, unfortunately, can you hear the air quotes? Matilda was the one that almost hit him. Technically did, but not
I
anymore.
am the one that almost hit him, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But just so you're both aware in the future, the movement penalty part is at the very top of the skill test box. It's right beside where you can check it for disfavored.
I
clicked
clicked
running
running
box.
box.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, because I know Jess wound up going to the multi-action.
Yeah, I probably clicked the wrong thing. I just clicked the first thing I saw that said -2.
Yeah, you know what? He was going to swing at both of you, actually, because you're both right there. Oh, that's close. But, you know, he has that anyway, so that's wrong. I got justice stats at some point, but I'm not going to bother. What are we looking at? He's actually doing... A second here. Gotta check yours. That's what I thought. He's actually currently doing 1 wound and 2 shock because he has armor piercing as well as increased damage. To Mouse, and actually the same to Call.
I will take it for now.
Okay.
I guess I'll try to reality
Okay.
that. Roll reality.
Yeah, just hit the soak damage button. Because it'll automatically roll the reality test. Like underneath where it shows on the rolling. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Ooh.
Oh. I can't possibility reality test, can I?
Yes, you can.
Can I?
Yeah. Because it costs 1 to activate. It doesn't count it as the 1 to roll an extra die.
Ah.
Alright, so you're taking nothing.
Excellent.
And that is him for the round.
That could have been worse.
That could have been much worse.
Our new card is Thick Skin. Any character with a natural armor rating gains +1 toughness for the round. The heroes will go first, but there's a reality surge. The villains go second. Intimidates your approved action.
Cool.
I get a bonus then.
Yep, so does he. But everyone has to make their reality check. Just don't roll that fateful number.
How much damage did you say I took again?
1 wound, 2 shock. Well, that's not a disconnect. That's just a because it's a 1. You're avoiding.
So it's not a 1, but
Yeah.
god damn, it was close.
Yeah. For a brief moment, you could feel the surge of the heat.
But Chelsea's like, it's too goddamn hot down here.
Yeah. So for this one, the as the reality surge hits, the flame in the center grate area that's behind him flares, and the room is briefly swelteringly hot, causing you to blink, and that's when you feel the reality surge wash over you. But fortunately, no one disconnects. Just like that moment of faltering focus. Now you guys are up.
Alex, would you like to punch him in the face first, or shall I?
You can
Punch him first.
Okay. See if the connect stays this time.
That is a miss.
I'm gonna leave it because I don't have a whole lot of possibilities left.
Yep. But again, another card you can put down.
Yep.
That is not a good success, but it is a success.
Okay, just let me check something here, because I know I've got some stuffs. Okay. So my damage actually went up by 1. from because I picked up Jungle Blessed. I got a bonus to unarmed damage.
So you should add that to your character sheet the same way that you have Brawler being added. But that's still not enough to actually bump your damage.
Did you count the +2 strength for me?
Yes.
I did not.
Yes, because like I said, that would bring it up to 18, which would normally be versus the stat it's showing would be an increase, but that's not his current stat.
Even with my AP?
Even with your AP.
Dang.
All right. I will move forward. And
But he does take 2 shock.
the one multi-action. No, I am not going to multi-attack. I will call down the spirits upon him, and I will cast a violence hex on him.
Okay.
Damn it. It is favored because of my spell this morning. There we go.
Darn your good violence hacks.
Yes. It's a duration of 1 minute, not concentration.
Yep.
Is that actually a good success?
Yes.
Okay, so all of his damage is reduced by a bonus die.
Okay.
That's me.
You alrighty?
As he gets bathed in holy light,
Awesome.
he will be judged.
I'm gonna run, and just to confirm, can I run and cast? That's just a
Yeah, you just get the
multi-action?
-2 movement penalty. Because multi-action is a separate penalty.
Okay, this has gone silly.
It's funny, it doesn't look like Among Us or another game, and I don't see Cortilli signed in.
Alright, so I pick off the movement penalty section, right?
Yeah.
Cool. As I attempt to wither.
Yep. Now, surprisingly, you do note that you have the expected result with that, as opposed to the modified not expected result the others have had.
Maybe he's got some sort of protective magic or something.
Hmm. So let me update that. Okay, it's got their. Nope, don't forget to. There you go. I was just mentioning. Do you want to play that before I act? Oh, and by the way, a call hasn't put the second card in the pool.
And I just put it in, so I don't think I can actually
Nope.
use
Once
it
it's
this
down,
time.
you can use it.
Okay, sure, we're gonna do it again. So yeah, flurry.
Yeah. All right.
Seeing the fact that actually applied, and I'm gonna try it without the -2 this time.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, roll your bonus dice.
Hell yeah.
it's twice for outstanding, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's better.
Yeah.
All right. Now for his check. You see him start to desiccate a little bit, the moisture draining from him, and then he roars. You think I'll dry out here? The heat flares from his body, coating you, all three of you, instantly in what counts as a sheen of sweat.
Ew.
And then, as the heat wave passes, he's once again unscathed. However, everyone, give me a find or evidence analysis check.
Really?
Well, at least,
Really?
yeah. I mean, it's hot. I don't blame you guys.
So, question: do we have to?
It's a freebie.
It's not, because if I fail
Oh.
a roll, my lucky rabbit's foot goes away.
You don't have to.
I'm busy taking a step back away
Yeah.
from that sweat spray.
Mouse has a little bit more experience with with huge amounts of heat. You know, working those dwarven forges to make the armor she's wearing, for example, and a couple times failing to use the heat flamethrower properly. So you're able to blink away the heat a little bit faster than the others, and you notice that as the heat's washing off of him, the edges of the portal as well as the flame in the middle both seem to wane, like they get a little weaker for that moment, and then they come back up, and you're not sure if they're at the exact same intensity, but they do come back up.
Would Mouse be smart enough to make a logic jump that
That's-
he's drawing power from it?
That's up to you. I mean, it's not like you're not the brightest tool in the shelf when it comes to your stat, but you can also mention it and other people can make that jump if you're worried about that.
So Mouse will holler out, "Magic people! I think he's using the fire somehow."
And now it's his turn. And he will go for all three of you, because you're right there. See if there's anything else. No. Now at that roll, he hisses, and it becomes a lot more apparent about the results that you're seeing. As his arms sheathed with heat, with like almost a heat wave backlash behind it, and that's what actually hits.
What's he actually doing for damage?
That one's actually, it's only 2 shock to everyone because of the nature of the heat attack.
Okay.
Minus
I'll
minus
take
a
that.
minus a bonus die.
Yeah, so that is still enough to just be the 2 shock, thankfully. For him. And it with the follow through extra swing, it is noticeable that the center flame behind him does dim a little. So after you point it out and then he does it, the magic-y folks can more readily see it.
Fascinating.
Please tell me one of you has like some sort of water ice shit.
This thing does not like you guys so far. Puny Tricks is our new initiative card. The Intimidate skill may be used as the defense against any type of interaction attack this round. He'll go first, you guys will go second, but you do have a Reality Surge. Taunt and Trick are approved actions.
So do we have to roll reality again?
Yeah.
Okay.
More surges.
I'm really happy in this reality.
Everyone's all good. Well, just the waves of heat for a moment. Arthur's just like back in the desert, digging for trinkets.
Didn't I fail my test?
No, it's a 1 to fail,
Oh.
unless you have multiple contradictions. That's a 4 or under.
Okay.
Mouse is just like, I figured out your tricks,
Call him Demon Spawn.
demon. Yeah, that's not the word I wanted to use. Really not the word I wanted to use.
Let me see something here.
I've been watching this one Australian dude a lot, and so I've learned the fun of one of their cuss words that I've been recommended to not say because it is less acceptable here.
I didn't mean to close it down completely. Yay. This time for sure. Carol's still there.
And this is the last round for the enhance on the strength.
Yeah. He does another hiss, but when he goes to call on it, he winds up dropping down to a knee instead. He quickly gets back up, but then there's no extra chance to hit.
Oh.
However, the flame that was fairly strong directly behind him in the middle is now kind of guttering, and the portal itself looks a bit weaker, like visibly. The edge is darkening a little. But you guys are up.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, what's claws?
Go ahead.
Oh my.
Oh!
Now roll your 2 bonus dice.
Good job, dude.
Anyone have a coup de grace down that I can trade for?
You can see the pool if you go to the combat thing, and no one has it.
Oh.
No, unfortunately, the closest thing I have is supporter.
Step C. Sorry.
Not a combat person.
Oh well, still good damage.
Yeah. Just take off 2 wounds and 4 shock from your sheet. I accidentally applied it to you because you're still selected as my target.
Oh. I don't want to die.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm telling you to take it off.
Friendly fire.
Claws just kept going around.
It's not showing up on my sheet, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I'm gonna yell out to him that I think your source of energy there is dying. I'm gonna try to trick him into looking away.
Okay.
It is against his intimidate this round.
Yeah. That is still a standard success.
Okay. So I will make him vulnerable.
Okay.
Then I will draw a card.
And I will continue to try and wither.
Yeah. Mouse very closely saw Eichel's claws hit that like shimmer over him, and like it shattered as they punched through.
Oh, very nice.
Well, best
It
get
might
to roll.
not be much.
He starts to desiccate, stumbling in place.
All right, and let's see if I can. Oh, God,
As he does, you can see that the portal's starting to gutter as well.
See if I can finish him off.
Do we need that portal open?
That's where the bad guys went.
Too late now?
I just realized that is.
Should have asked me that before we killed him.
Yeah, it's fine.
Roll your bonus dice.
How many do I have?
2. That is definitely going to finish him off.
Excellent.
As he collapses to Mouse's diamond claw strike, you do see that the portal is starting to collapse. As just like in time with his body falling, it starts to fall in.
Clearly we have to gun for it and jump through.
You have basically 1 round to get in, which is enough time for running.
Okay.
Yep.
As long as this portal doesn't bring me to hell, it will be fine.
Nope.
Even if it does, I'm sure we'll be able to dig our way out.
You don't understand what hell is.
How hard it is to get a map of the land below. For this. I didn't have the time to grab it. So, as he falls and his blood slowly stills falling out of his body, you book it. You run as hard as you can for the portal as it starts to fade and collapse. And diving through, one moment you're there on that platform in the cave, and with the portal closing behind you, and the next, suddenly you're out, almost like it's the middle of the day again, on a lush green cliffside, looking down on a verdant valley filled with lush vegetation and wildlife, and towards the other side of it you can see roiling and smoking, belching volcanoes. As you look around, you realize that there's a cavern wall that goes up and almost fades completely from sight, forming a ceiling, but there's still a light burning with the brightness of the sun in the middle of this area that stretches for miles and kilometers and miles and kilometers.
Don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
I don't think we're in Phoenix anymore either.
Well, we're not going to find out where we are from standing around here.
Notably, there's no sign of the Gospogs or Edinos that went before you.
They had plenty of time to get away.
No sign at all. It is a steep trek down the grassy cliff face deeper into the valley. Or you can try and work your way around to one of the many different cave faces and hope for the best. But you think you can see signs of at least habitation down below in a couple different places.
I'm not a leader, I'm just a DPS.
Alright. Let's get going then. I don't care which way either.
Alright, let's walk on, folks. Mouse picks the direction and walks.
Any of you know anything about living out here?
Vaguely.
What's a check for different realms be?
Scholar.
Chris, do you mind if I make a roll unless you've also got it? I'm at 16.
I am not a scholar.
This is like sort of attached to Living Land, isn't it? Would I have any info?
This is something that's more talked about in rumor than reality, even in the Living Land.
Do we still have our cards?
Yeah, you can pick them back up and refresh your hand.
Can't
Okay,
remember.
I was just gonna play one of the ones that I had.
Okay.
Stupid question. It's 4 Destiny, 1 Cosm, right? If you haven't used your Cosm yet.
That is correct.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll do anything though. I have alertness.
I'll read the card.
Oh no, it's just an ambush. Never mind. Oh no, it does give you a clue though.
Josh did succeed on a scholar test, though, so...
Okay, well, just, yeah, never mind then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's alright.
So what does my scholarly brain remember with the standard?
Well, the little bit that I would remember having heard as a somewhat outcast member of a somewhat outcast tribe is that sometimes if you try and go deep enough into some of the caves of the Living Land, you come out in a completely different area. Now, Arthur has heard of reports from other Storm Knights that have found their way down into this area that they dubbed the Land Below. It's connected mostly to the Living Lands, but there have been efforts from the natives of Isle to also make contact through their Land Between and Land Beneath. But it tends to be more of the Living Land, but with a few very different cultural differences. There's a good portion of the ruling, quote unquote, tribes in the area are human. They're not Edinos. There are those that worship the volcanoes themselves. They're the largest and most powerful tribe. They're known for taking slaves and doing sacrifices on the volcano. There's talk of those that have tamed or live alongside the wildlife in this area, more than just like dino riders, like giant insects or other giant animals that they've come and become a part of the lifestyle of. Most people here are fairly hostile, fairly nomadic, but hostile mostly towards outsiders and each other. They're very tribal.
Awesome. Sounds like a great bunch. So yes, I will share this with the party.
The report that you remember reading a little bit from did mention that at least one of the tribes was more welcoming to the Storm Knights and assisted them, and one of the tribes that tamed one of the animal species, while mostly female, did also appreciate feats of strength.
Excellent. So we're either looking for an all-female tribe, or one that's more friendly to the Storm Knights.
Yeah.
Let's make our way towards one of those settlements down at the bottom. I mean, the big thing now, I think, is finding a way home. Because, and I'll look back behind us at the portal that's not there.
Yeah, pointedly not there. Not even a wisp of heat from where it spat you out.
So, be something along the lines of what we just obviously went through and magically disappeared. What type of magic or essence, or how does that kind of work, I guess, for lack of better terms? Like, if we wanted to create something similar to basically get back home, is that something in our wheelhouse, or is that something like quite literally that's created between the living lands and this Underdark?
Well, your understanding of it, and also the your more silent White Witch compatriots' understanding is that was probably some form of ritual apportation effect.
Okay.
It likely relied upon a couple different sacrifices and links, as it was clearly blood linked with that Red Jaw warrior, the War Scarred. And there was a fair amount of loot there, so they may have also sacrificed some magical gems or other items to feed the fire, as it were. So it's not out there, but something of that potency would require you finding the right place with the right stuff. And judging by the type of portal it was, you're more likely to have success with very hot places.
The one where they like to sacrifice their people. Awesome.
It might have been. It might have even been where it was originally linked to. Who knows? That's an educated magical guess, as it may have been linked there, or you may have been tied to that burning sun rock in the sky, and it just randomly picked where you were going to land.
Excellent. So yeah, I'll look over at Solon and yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's possible I could learn to make a small portal from one point to another, give it some time and some practice. But something like that is not something I'll be able to do anytime soon.
So I figure you're doing most of this talking and thinking while trekking your way down the hill, or well, the cliff.
Yep.
Probably.
It's not an easy trek down, but fortunately, you have an idea where you're going, and at no point so far has the vegetation been in a way that you can't see roughly where you're going for the destination you've picked out. But just as that starts to change, there is a flash, a brilliant flash that catches the eye, and it draws your vision over towards the tallest volcano over in that area. And you think you see for a moment a pinprick of, because of the distance, a pinprick of light that reminds you of that portal before it disappears again.
That might be where we need to go.
And very shortly afterwards, though, you come down into another. It's almost like a primeval plains, but I mean the easiest definition for most people's mindsets would be like a primeval Serengeti, but everything's green. There are the occasional really tall trees. The grass here is abundant and verdant and, well, taller than the dwarf most of the time. So it very quickly becomes apparent that you're going to have to make a survival check to continue making sure you're going in the right direction the whole time.
I don't like this. I'm very uncomfortable with vegetation that's taller than me.
Is this a group or individual?
I like have survival. Just let me take a look.
It'd be a group check, like one person can make it with the support of the group. I mean, if multiple people have it, they can make it and then argue over who's right, because technically you don't know.
I have 8 survival total.
I have 7 total.
But I am trained in.
16 trained.
Then Josh should be making it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Chris also had a train, so that's why.
Don't look at me. I mean, I'm used to forests. This is not a forest.
Much more used to the digital jungle.
All right. Well, follow me.
Yeah.
You say it with such confidence. How can we not?
Yeah.
At least I can see your heads over the grass.
You have no trouble and no trouble finding the way that you were supposed to go through this part of it at all. As a matter of fact, you're so successful that you realize that when I say there was no trace of those that came before, they did not come this way. They didn't arrive this way. You did not arrive in the same spot.
Perhaps the portal was starting to wane, its anchor point was fluctuating.
Yep.
And then...
That is a magic people question.
No, that is a magic people statement.
Love it.
Did Solon say that with a question mark at the end of the sentence? I don't think so.
Nope.
And you push through the grass, and you find yourself at a watering hole, a not so small pond with as you enter more of a wetland area. You hear the telltale gurgle and rumble of a couple massive alligators as they float in the water. You see the sign of other large creatures that have come down, drank, and moved on. And
I will say this is far more greenery than I have ever seen.
And on the other side, you do see, well, because of that outstanding survival, there is signs of a trail maintained by more bipedal creatures. Either that or something like an elk or antelope or other similar thin, like human-ish width animal. But that's on the other side of the water.
Probably should get over there.
Can we go around? I'd rather not swim in this armor.
You can make the effort. That would be another separate survival test to try and find a good place to cross without running into something that might be lurking.
Okay. Let me take a look down the river here 1 second.
Yes, please, because I don't know how to swim.
I think if we go this way, I look off in the distance.
You see that there's a couple different spots that you could cross, and you take a couple moments to look at them because you pick them out fairly well, and you do see at first you think, oh, that's signs of a very low water, like it looks like it's going over a couple different rocks as it's flowing by, and then you realize that those spots it's flowing over keep moving. So there's a school of something underneath there, and there's nothing else in that area. So it looks like it's avoided by most of the other wildlife. There's another spot that looks promising, but you realize that there's a family of saber-toothed tigers that are just resting in that grass as well. And then you go, oh, this one over here, it's a little bit further away, but you don't see any signs of any dinosaurs, any other major aggravated wildlife. You think you see a herbivore actually making its way along that way.
I think we need to go over here.
The whole time Arthur is like pondering everything. I'm just feeding whatever random berries I find to Renard.
You grab a couple of interesting looking berries. Renard puts his snout into them and then like gives a yip and turns his head away from them.
It's not like you're a real animal. You're not going to get poisoned. You'll be fine.
Poison or not, Renard apparently still has standards. He gladly eats other berries, but that particular like reddish blue one, no.
Okay. Oh, maybe these ones are poisonous, and I'll hand them to a column. Like, here, these might be poisonous.
I will take them with the potential of smearing them on my cloth later.
Okay.
I mean, or they might be dye berries. I don't know.
They might be DYE dye berries versus DIE dye berries.
Hey,
All right,
does make a
let's
difference.
get going, folks.
Yeah. As you head head that way, the thing you were pretty sure was a herbivore turns its head towards you, munching on grass, with its lizardly beaky face. And as you continue moving in its way, it like rears up and then like darts off in another direction.
what sort of animal was that?
It's a not-Edosaurus.
Excellent. Those are my favorite kinds.
Sorry, Akel, I'm just not brushed up on yeah.
It,
Would I have known what dinosaur type it was?
well, I mean, for the Earthlings, it was, and they do use similar terms. It looked vaguely like an Ankylosaurus, but its tail was different. It didn't have the exact same throgamizer on the back.
And where I'm from, we don't have any animals at all. Certainly not large ones like this.
I have animals. They don't look like this.
Yeah, it may have been a herbivore and definitely like an animal, but it was intelligent enough that it realized that bipedal hominids are not friend.
I have like cows and shit, man.
Hmm.
I don't know why I see a dragon. I guess that counts.
The piety score you would need to have a real animal would be astronomical.
What?
It's like a social currency to show how faithful you are in the tenets of the Cyber Pope. Your score is high enough, you get perks. Your score is too low. Oh, there's penance for that.
It's like karma.
Not even a little bit, but
We have something like that, but we measure it in grades.
Not even a little bit.
Doors have something similar.
Arthur's making his way across the path he found.
Yeah, it gets kind of swampy
Sounds
for
following.
a stretch. There's definitely stinging, buzzing insects flying around, much bigger than the ones that everyone that's not from the Living Lands are used to.
oh, don't we have any like bug repellent or anything? We got survival kits for the living land.
You do actually. You've got paste you can rub in.
I will do that.
Yep, I think I will probably join suit once we get across.
Yeah.
All the parts that are not covered by armor.
You can even
I'm
smear
not
part
really
of the
bothered
armor.
by it.
What was that?
Said you can even smear part of the armor. So there's also like repellent incense sticks you can burn, but those also look too much like religious incense sticks. Yeah, after you get across through the most of it, but I mean, like I said, it's a swampy area, so it'll be a while. You realize you're going to need to put it on before you get completely out of wetland. Otherwise, you might get picked up by bigger and bigger bugs. As a matter of fact, while moving around, I was pretty sure that they saw a giant wasp in the sky. And when I say giant, it's like the size of a small car.
I will inform the group of this.
I am not above using a breath weapon on a bug.
Let's not start a fire in a place that most of the things probably could catch on fire.
It's too wet here to start a decent fire. We're in swampland. It's
Oh.
too wet not to go catch.
Oh, my dear summer child. Completely understandable perspective for Mouse. And good portion of the day passes aside from like minor near brushes with the wildlife. You start to see that you're getting close to a tent village. As you get closer, you see that there's more permanent style structures around it. It's just the tent seems to be the outlying area.
Are we able to determine who's there? Like if they're, the dinos, or if they're actually humans, and secondarily to that, based off my previous check earlier, are they all female tribe?
As you break out equipment to see before they might see you, they are very much humanoid, but they're very much mixed gender.
Okay.
Do they look like they're do they have anything modern about them, or just strictly primitive level?
Strictly primitive from your point of view, slightly more advanced than others might expect to find down here. Like they actually have not quite wool, but like linen attire on the villagers in the village proper, while those that seem to be more towards the outskirts, or like going back and forth with spears and that, like hunters, tend to still be wearing like leathers and mud and wattle.
Oh, they look friendly enough. Odds are, though, that they probably don't speak French or English.
One way to find out.
And shortly after that point is when a group of hunters pop out from the grass nearby and point their spears at you, not like threateningly, but not that threateningly, like stop where you are, cautiously. But they don't speak English, that's for sure.
Do any of us speak any other languages?
One dot of language.
Make a check there, scholar linguist.
Let's see if I can get by with like some Mickey Mouse sign language.
You're getting the standard, like they want you to stop, identify yourself. You can kind of make out what between their body language and gesturing to go with what they're saying. You're pretty sure you can rudimentary it. You'd be doing better than trying to order from Subway in another country. You don't need to use the point and grunt method, but you're not far up from that either.
All right.
But you can help and at least try and talk to them.
So yeah, I'll try my best with the rudimentary. We will follow you. We mean you no harm. Please don't kill us.
I'll just kind of like very subtly in the back, I'll cast Enhance on Arthur for charisma.
Okay.
Thanks.
Because, yeah, isn't Arthur's charisma shit?
Almost as awesome as his strength. Both sits at 5.
5.
Yep.
A 13 versus a 5, that's still only a good success.
Yeah, you're so close to outstanding.
You know what? It is favored.
I can give you an assist. I can give you extra points.
No, you're not for that. But that's...
A 14 is still only
Yeah.
good. But that is plus 2 to your charisma, bringing it all the way up to a 7.
Let's go. Thank you.
Hey, now you match my charisma.
The lead, you get the feeling the lead's like, all right, follow us, we'll take you to one of the elders.
Yeah. So I'll gesture to the rest and say, "Come on, guys! They haven't stabbed me yet."
As you're making your way into the village proper, you start seeing like the warning posts and signs that are usually left around them. You realize, because you're looking around as you get past, you realize that from the village you can see where you were fairly easily, but shortly after going into the grass, it's all the hunters and other people going about outside. It's almost like magic how quickly they disappear into the wilderlands, and almost without a complete trace. You have a feeling you might be able to track them with your survival, but it still would be hard going.
Okay.
You're very easily able to see that most of the tents on the outskirts, they tend to be more. They are definitely temporary, and it looks like they're just more there just as a placeholder for various goods that have been brought back, or at least one traveling merchant from another village. As the majority of the village itself after that is very clearly mud brick with straw roofs, and you're taken to a section of rough-hewn planks placed above the general mud and straw of the pathways, and sitting on a woven tapestry is an older man and two older women, and they're actually dressed in. They're still dressed in like the linens and leathers, but those linen and leathers are cut a little bit nicer, and they almost look like the type of attire that you would have expected from, well, Arthur would have expected from someone exploring darkest Peru. Like it looks like their attire is based entirely on explorers outfits from the pulp era.
I will greet them with a wave.
Don't be like that. Come, sit, join us.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
That is surprisingly good English.
Arthur will take a seat.
What brings you, old chap?
Complicated? We were sent to the Living Lands looking for stone.
Well, lots of stone in lands. Very common.
Tiger's Eye.
Not much of that. Rare. What kind?
Arthur will do his best to describe the description provided for the tiger eyes that we were looking here in the Living Lands. Josh does not remember. Sorry.
The biggest thing to always take away for the specifics to it is they're all different types of ones that legendarily, mythologically, supernaturally, they're all tied to warding off evil. Like Tiger's Eye as a whole is intended towards protecting against like the evil eye, but these ones are very specifically, even more so towards warding off evil.
Okay. Arthur will do his best to give him that type of description.
Yeah.
They're the Sankara stones.
Basically. Trouble ahead for you then.
Yeah.
That sounds like you know where the stone might be.
He looks at the two women, and they both nod, like they've been following the conversation even if they haven't spoken. And all three of them turn and look towards the much more volcanic area further off, as one of the smaller volcanoes belches a fresh cloud of sulfur and a little bit of ash and fire. I think you know where to go.
I don't suppose you guys have like an air car or anything.
Could try favors with Daruni. Not always best, but could try to earn favor.
They have air cars?
Wasps. Giant wasps.
Oh, my sister was going to buy a wasp, but they're like so last year.
He looks
I
at
think
you
he means the bug
confused.
things that we saw flying overhead.
Oh. Never mind.
And when you say like the bug things flying overhead, it's like, yes. Only seen them? You're lucky.
Well, Arthur, how far of a journey do you figure that is on foot?
Arthur will give a real rough estimate and take out his quote-unquote items from his Living Land survival kit, because there is a compass.
Yep. The compass is just spinning.
Yeah, I figured as much. Alright.
It's not spinning crazily, but it's just spinning nonstop. Your best estimate is if everything goes your way and you don't run into too many problems, it'll probably take you the better part of a week on foot. Just based on how rough the going has been so far, and knowing that things will get harder when you get to those uplands and start dealing with the plateaus and everything around the volcanoes.
I'm totally willing to ride on a bug.
We're looking at least a week, Solon. How far to Daruni?
Dare to follow the river north. And when he says north, he points in a direction that like even your body doesn't say that's north. It's like with the survival you've been rolling, you're fairly finely tuned to the point where you're pretty sure your nose tingles when you're facing north.
Okay.
It feels like more like it's like a west, like almost a southwest, compared to what you've been thinking so far.
Okay.
But he does point, and you can see in the distance there's something large, a bit of a ways away that way. You don't know if it's like a butte, or it could just be a bunch of like jungle trees grown together at a massive height. It's hard to tell. It's far enough away, but it's living lands and land below. It could be all that, or it could be something else entirely.
Just out of curiosity, since I'll point to the compass, that's not working. How do you know which way north is?
You looking at me or the wise man?
Both.
No, the wise man like reaches behind him, and there's a basket of different vellums and papers, and he pulls out a really rough map of the valley, and someone has slapdash written north on it. You can be pretty sure. Well, Arthur can be pretty sure that it was just basically whoever drew the map arbitrarily decided I was facing this way, so that direction's north.
Arthur will take as many notes as he can of that map in his head.
It's not great. Like you can get a rough idea of some of the water and some of the rougher terrain, but not a lot.
Do you have some paper that we could write on and we can make a copy of this?
Skin?
Sure.
He turns and like waves over one of the younger adults, says something to them in their normal language, and that one runs off. And a few moments later, returns with a hunk of skin, and it looks like a quill, like an animal's quill, but it's like a foot long, and a little thing of some kind of dye that you can use to write with. This do?
It will do.
And they hand it over to you to use as you will.
Can I show them the berries that Chris's character handed off to me to ask if they know what they are?
Sure.
Cool. Show them the berries.
Sleeping poison. Long sleep. Too much of it, never wake. Used for arrows. one of the the oldest not elder person nearby is like, he pulls out a bow and like an arrow, like we're talking like a long arrow, but the tip on it's glistening with a liquid on it of some kind.
Huh, I was right. I mean, I was just guessing.
Yeah. Now
Fox is smart.
Oh, he is.
And
He's
like
not-
the arrow itself is, it's longer than a normal flight arrow. Like it's almost the size of what may have once been used as a quote unquote for the armor piercing ones that did fire from the massive longbows that only a few people could yield. So it's quite impressive.
All right, let's try to make a copy of this map.
Yeah, you can totally make just say you make a really rough one, or someone can make a dexterity check to try and make a better rough one. Because I don't think anyone actually has artistry. Or any miscellaneous skill in that line.
I don't see artistry on here.
Yeah.
Skills like that tend to fall under profession.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and just like other systems, a lot of them are like, what do you want to do? Okay, write down that. It's not guaranteed to come up, but you could.
I do have good dexterity, though. I don't know if anybody's is better, though.
Well, someone feel free to roll it. Like I said, you're going to get a rough map anyway. It's just how good of a rough map copy. Because it's a rough map that you're copying.
Try to roll the dexterity, then.
Yeah, there you go.
Apparently, Mouse is good with a pen and paper.
Quill
Who
and
knew?
skin.
Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna ask Bernard if he can tell me which direction will serve as north. Not necessarily for navigational purposes, but which one of these? Like, I assume I can probably, if I put the volcano to my back,
Yeah.
then the direction I'm facing will technically be north for my purposes. Just because when I do call the quarters, I need to address each of the elements, and they're just associated with a cardinal direction.
Yeah.
So I figured the elemental potion is more important than the direction, so the mountains, the volcano, is going to, for my purposes, be south.
Yep. Now, when you're looking around to do that, you do see that there's a fair amount that aligns with those elements and taking that as the cardinal points.
Excellent. I breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
The real fun question, actually, I'll ask the wise man. What time does the sun set here?
Set?
What time does it get dark at?
Doesn't really get full dark down here.
Does it get darker?
Yes.
Okay. Roughly what time does it start to get darker?
Depends on the clouds.
I'll just look at Renard and be like, this is going to be all kinds of fun.
Renard just nods.
Because your little friendly buddies only stay around until the next sunrise.
It's like Alaska.
Well, hopefully you have a normal timekeeping device on you or something. Otherwise, you'll have to be judging it based on poof, there they went.
I'll be like, oh shit, okay.
But as Mouse is getting closer to getting finished, they invite you to spend the rest of the day / night with them, depending on how you want to terminology it. They'll have food and drink, and they can set aside one of their houses for you guys to rest in, if you so wish.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Yep, Arthur's definitely be down for that. It's better than trying to set up a collapsible tent in the middle of this.
Sleep is good.
You call like sleep.
Now, with the food that they offer, they have a variety of different kinds of meat available, as well as different mixes of vegetables and other roots that are in root vegetables and normal vegetables that they gather around or grow. Of note, there is a not quite pork meat that they serve, but the men almost exclusively are the ones that eat it.
Why?
Hey, are you asking in general or asking anyone in particular?
Sorry, Mouse being Mouse, probably not realizing this, will try to take some.
Yeah. Being that you're a stranger, they all kind of stop and just watch you with like a look of, what are you doing?
She wouldn't even clue into it, and
Yeah.
Mouse is a dwarf, and she's just gonna eat.
Yeah.
Did she take her helmet off, or is she like the Mandalorian?
No, she would have her helmet off. I don't even know if... Do I have a helmet on?
You have a helmet
I
for
must
it.
have some kind of helmet, because
Yeah.
I have a breath weapon.
Yeah. You have a helmet. It's like, it can be like a hermetically sealed armor, but you can remove stuff.
Yeah, no, she would have the helmet off at this point, because she's been talking to people.
Yeah. That's why they're watching her. They're very pointedly stopping and watching her as she eats the basket that only you realize only the men have been taking from.
Mouse just kind of casually walks away, like, I don't know what they're staring at. She's just like stuffing her face and goes to sit with their group.
Shortly after you start consuming it, they just go back to eating. They whisper a bit amongst themselves, but you have no idea what they're saying anyway.
Nope. She's no idea that she did something wrong.
I'm going to eat whatever vegetarian options there are.
There's plenty of that.
Arthur will take a little bit of the vegetarian option and crack into one of his freeze-dried vacuum-sealed ration packs.
Asteroid ice cream. Astronaut ice cream. Nummy.
Oh, I love the astronaut ice cream.
Arthur will actually see if any of the locals kind of like wonder about it, and if so, he will like open another one and give it out.
No, absolutely. I mean, there's ample opportunity for curiosity here, and they are human adjacent, if not human outright. So curiosity abounds.
Yeah, Arthur will totally share his quote-unquote ration packs.
When you're doing that, you catch a little bit of the snippet over what happened, and they're like, well, clearly she can't be like normal women, because that's almost poison to them.
Nope, she's definitely built from different stock. I'll say that out loud in common.
Mouth half full. Whoa!
It's just good food. Don't worry about it.
Mikal is just enjoying whatever meat that is available for him.
Call, give me a mind check at +4. So I don't think anyone else here would have a reason to know what that is. Especially the noted vegetarian.
Probably.
You still have wounds.
We didn't do anything to heal them.
You got to talk to your party members. Bitch at them.
I was just gonna say you can bitch at the healer over here. Let me spend some.
Hi.
I forgot to heal my shock too.
Oh, shock clears at least, but
Yay! I get them healed now.
yeah. So that turns that into a better result than that was. Oh my god, what the hell? You're pretty sure that you've seen that meat before. You're not sure where, but you know it tends to be more common around your people than their people. But hey,
Can I try some and see if that helps any?
sure, you could try some.
Yum.
If you want to make another check now. Still +4. Of course, when you start eating things, you realize things, I guess. That's long pig. That is human flesh, human meat.
Mikal is fine with this.
Uh-huh.
However,
You
Did
will
it
go
help
over to
Mouse
Mouse and be like,
and
just cautiously ask, is it good?
it tastes like meat.
Does Mouse like pork?
Mouse does like pork.
Then this is some of the. It's interestingly spiced and flavored, but it's a really good pork piece.
I mean, it's different, but it ain't bad. I figure they just got some weird spices down here.
Mikal just kind of goes like, huh, and then mumbles to himself, "Did not know dwarfing people."
What? Mouse starts to get like self-conscious over the meat.
The good thing about being vegetarian is you never get tricked into eating people.
Vegetarian.
Nobody has told her that it's long pig yet. Nobody has said it out loud yet.
Is dead points at fucking the two actual like humans I've had before. Didn't realize that's what it was till I had some, but I've had it before.
It's what? What is it?
It's Soylent Green.
Human.
Oh.
Mikal
That's
just
different.
shrugs and continues eating. This is not a moral quandary to him.
And
I figure at this point Mouse is actually mostly done the
yeah,
portion.
that's when one of the larger, stronger hunters comes and like smacks Mouse across the shoulders, like, "Hey, good meat.
Yeah, good meat.
Make strong.
Very strong.
Take strength from enemy.
Yes.
Make own."
That Mouse would have actually heard of before.
And then he goes and joins the table, going right for the basket of human flesh.
This is is why I like my space ice cream.
Jimmy, is that you?
This is a really good salad.
Salad and ice cream.
And now it would be culturally inappropriate for her to be sick.
And then they start offering, this as the meal goes long and it does get a little bit darker as the the glowing sun is shrouded a bit more, and behind clouds and such. They start passing out grain alcohol. The kind of alcohols you make from grains or napalmes. There might be tequila. There might be rough distilled tequila.
Oh, that she will have some of that. Yeah. She will need some of that after the dinner.
Ekal continues to be okay with the eating of people because, well, it's not my people. I'm not a human. It is meat. They are meat.
True, but I'm close enough to human.
Every one of my Dinos characters I have ever played has eaten a person at some point.
It's a weird rite of passage, but okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure Shimmer did too.
This is the second one of my characters that has eaten human. There was that one Wolfkin.
If offered, Arthur will actually empty out his canteen and fill it with tequila.
Oh, they're more than happy to pass it around and offer it.
Yep, Arthur fills his canteen with tequila.
Mouse will definitely wash down the long pig with tequila.
and the rest of the night.
Arthur is hoping that this is flammable later.
Oh, it is quite flammable.
I will stick to water.
And after a while, they show you to a mostly empty hut that you guys can share for your rest period. There's a couple different decorations on the wall that suggest this might be like a hall they use for meetings or specific type of gathers, and otherwise not used that often except when they have guests.
Awesome.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
The sleep passes uneventfully.
Excellent.
Everyone starts stirring around the time that you think it's kind of morning. Not long afterwards, the little buddies start disappearing. For Solon.
Okay.
Well, that was an experience I didn't know I was going to check off my bucket list. Didn't know it was on there.
Put air in your chest.
Just be thankful that we're here and not someplace else.
We're here and not on the plate?
There are cosms where that sort of thing would be extremely problematic.
Is dwarf and delicacy?
In some places.
Arthur could eat a fresh dwarf for days.
He looks back at his free dry supply to see how many days he's got left after sharing with the locals.
They actually passed it around fairly well. Like, you only had to rip open the one.
Oh, that's nice.
Those that were interested took a little bit and shared it around, and yeah.
Excellent.
When they woke up dead the next day.
Hey guys, we gotta go.
Wouldn't that be funny? They're allergic to freeze-dried food.
Well, they would never have had it until we showed up, right?
Yeah.
They're all lactose intolerant.
Oh gosh.
There's not milk and freeze-dried food, is there?
Well, we were talking about space ice cream.
Oh, a space
Yep.
ice cream,
Yeah.
When I get up in the morning, I will cast Lucky Charm.
Okay. Hearts, moons, rainbows.
Actually, I'll
Clovers
cast,
and blue moons.
I'll cast Calling Quarters first.
Okay.
Takes 10 minutes.
No, not bad at all.
Excellent. It's actually only difficulty of 8.
Yeah.
So I
Still
will-
only good, but
Still only good. But that does give me 2 spirits.
nice.
So, quick question for you. Be shield.
Yep.
The actual spell shield. What's the duration on that thing?
Does it not
I guess-
say it?
I think
It says
I-
concentration, but like, can I just keep it up all day, for lack of better terms?
Yeah, you just have to deal with the concentration penalty if you want to cast anything else.
Okay.
And you can only have one concentration spell active.
you can multiple,
Wow.
but the penalty stack.
Yeah.
Gross. Okay.
-2, -4, -6, -.
All right. Well, as I see you prepping for the day, I'm going to also cast shield.
So I will have a spiritual aid. So I will have a spirit to assist me on alteration spells to make all of those favored.
Yeah.
And I will also have a defensive spirit. So any attacks that target me are at a -2 penalty.
Okay.
And then I will cast my lucky charm.
Guess Mouse just does it once over armor. Make sure everything's just tightened and oiled and what have you.
Call just enjoys another like half hour of sleeping.
Sharpens his
Sleepy.
claws.
Sleeping, sharpening his claws, if they still have more meat for him to eat.
Not in here. You're in the. They don't bring food in. That gets pests in the house.
Fair enough.
Do you want giant ants? That's how you get giant ants. All right. Once everyone's done their prep and you open the door back to the outside, there's a chicken on the back of a goat just by the doorway. Nothing special. It's just a chicken sitting on the back of a goat. When you come out, they turn, look at you, and they go their separate directions like animals.
Okay. Everybody else saw that, right? I'm not like hallucinating from last night's tequila.
Wait, like the chicken was standing on the top of the goat?
Yeah, like it,
So
like it was sitting on its back.
Like some Minecraft X shit.
Or
Yeah.
just like a chicken that like landed and was resting on the back of a goat because the goat was grazing.
You know, if it wouldn't be for the fact that there's literally killer wasps and, you know, everything that could eat you here, it would be a nice place to, you know, go camping.
But I'm not hallucinating from the tequila, right?
No.
Okay.
I didn't see anything, so. Then again, I didn't have anything to drink. Nor did I eat anyone.
In my defense, I didn't know I was eating anyone when I ate it.
Yeah,
There was food. I took the food.
you see some of the villagers that like tend to the smaller farmish area that they have near the village as they're driving a couple dinosaur-like cows to haul something across the ground.
Besides, I'm not to judge their culture.
And for anybody who's paying attention when Celine casts her spells, so when she does cast Calling the Quarters, you actually see like smaller spirits manifest, and then they get absorbed into Renard. One of them looks like a shield, and the other one probably looks like an owl. They both get absorbed into the fox.
Cool.
And then she also calls forth another small spirit that gets absorbed into the necklace that she wears.
Neat.
If you saw that, you weren't hallucinating.
Yay.
If
So-
you saw a chicken on the back of a goat, you probably were.
Thanks.
Arthur checks his canteen to make sure his tequila's still in it.
Yeah, it's still in it.
Excellent. So, we're off to... Okay, so just to confirm before we leave this lovely, lovely abode. Are we going directly that way and I point over towards the volcano? A 7-day walk? Or are we going this way and I point towards the cluster of trees that we were told is about 2 days away that we might be able to get flying wasps?
We should probably try and commandeer the flying wasps. Save ourselves some headache.
I mean, a volcano is easier to come at from above.
Oh yeah, no. I get it. Just making sure we're all on the same page. It's going to be a long walk either way.
So let's go thank the village elders and then be on our way.
See,
Yes.
Chris wants to go to the Duruni Boss Fighters because they're like my favorite thing in Torg Eternity. But I don't want to go to the Duruni Boss Fighters because I know about them from Torg Eternity. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Mouse's only thought process is, I'm short, and I'm wearing a lot of really heavy armor. I don't want to walk in this jungle for 7 goddamn days.
Just follow the goat with the chicken.
The one you said I was hallucinating.
That's right.
They went separate directions, sir.
Uncross your eyes and follow. 2 days walk sounds fine.
Yeah.
He said it might be up to 2 days walk.
Yeah.
He,
I mean,
he,
if
he
it-
did say it might be able to get there in a day, depending on how much you run into on the way.
Yeah. And if it pans out, it'll save us time. And if it doesn't, it's only a day or two.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not on the way, but it's not entirely out of the way.
It's a detour definitely worth taking.
Okay. All right, but to let's go pay our respects because even though some of us had long pig and I look over towards Bess, we do owe them.
They offered. It's a cultural respect thing. Warrior to hunter.
Gurgle, gurgle. Try not to think about it.
So yeah, we'll try and find the elder, head towards their
Yeah,
respective hut.
they're actually on their central area. Again, and there's a couple people that are like talking to them as you get closer. They're working through things, and like people come and go. But when you get there, you know it's mostly cleared off, and it's like, friends, welcome. Can I help?
We're going to make our way to Daruni and wanted to thank you for your hospitality.
Remember us if have the opportunity, but don't remember us to Daruni. And then he chuckles, and the two women both look at him like I can't believe you just said that look.
Arthur will lean out a hand for a handshake to see if it's a custom that he remembers or knows.
He clasps your wrist.
And I clasped his back, I guess, because it was an awkward handshake.
You have your hand out, he grabs you mid-wrist, and when you close your hand, you realize he does have a knife there, but, like, it's in there. It's in a sheath. It's not like, ow, my hands.
Yep.
Good travels.
Thank you again. And Arthur will actually dig into his survival kit and take everything except for 1 day's worth of rations and his canteen and put his bag on the ground and say, for your help.
Oh, thank you.
Sure they probably-
Saves trouble later.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah, we might be back. Come on, only with the charisma of 5, he caught it late. He caught it late.
Well, you get the distinct impression that there was a quiet symbol sent after you gave a gift, so that you're not going to get hassle on the way out. Something tells you that afterwards, like, yeah, that was absolutely the best thing you could have done.
Yep. So yeah, well, let's go, guys.
Lead the way.
Now,
Okay.
heading that direction from where you are in the village isn't that difficult at first. You very quickly come across their unofficial border, like the village into the Wilderlands, heading that way. When the large hunter that clasped Mouse on the back last night, well, night being subjective, suddenly pops out and is like, off now.
Yes.
He nods and walks over and gives Ikal and Mouse a slap on the face.
What?
With a grin on his face as he does it, he slaps them both. Hard enough to sting, not hard enough to actually do any damage.
Arthur just shrugs as if, like,
Mouse slaps him back with the same amount of force.
He chuckles and nods.
Not understanding what else to really do in this situation, Ikal will also do that.
Okay. He chuckles and nods and just like, safe travel.
Mouse will nod her head and walk on.
once they're out of earshot, strange customs, these guys.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all.
Very much a warrior's culture, I think.
And around that point is when you step into the brush and trees, and that's when you might need your survival check to keep the best course possible.
Well, it's not a disconnect.
You keep the okayest path possible.
Yeah, Arthur's still a little, taken back at the fact that, Mouse decided to eat long pig yesterday.
Or the fact that Mouse and Nicole just got slapped in the face and the guy's still standing.
You remember from both the map that you have the copy of and talking about it that the easiest way to make sure you're going in the same direction is to follow the main flow of the river, upstream as it were. And the water does get faster, more aggressive the closer you get as you travel. Now, where is that? Partway along, there's a very odd sensation.
Our spidey senses tingle.
Yeah, like you're walking along the rivers on your right hand side, and on the left hand there's a good amount of a drop off into a forested valley. Could probably kind of swampy. You're expecting based on the fact that everything is so damp and alive here. And you think you see something, but you're not quite sure what. I'm trying to get my thing up for that. I don't actually have a scene box for it. I just have to find my write-up. In case you could go that way. So you have the option of breaking off to take a exploration or continuing straight on your way.
Now look at the rest of the party.
I'm looking at you because you're the one that seems to know what we're doing here. I am way out of my element.
It's very true.
All right, we will continue upon the scheduled path.
I don't know if you're right. We need to stick to the mission or like, oh, that could be a fascinating new discovery.
Yeah, no, Arthur wants to get out of as much as he seems to be enjoying it here. He'd prefer to be filled with sand instead of filled with grass.
I don't mind the grass. I just don't like it when it's taller than I am.
Wait. Where's that voice coming from? Where's anybody see Mouse?
Mouse kicks him in the shins.
I mean, we may not be able to see her, but we can see like the big like hollow spot in the grass where she is.
It's
Yes.
true, I guess.
The glint off the top of her armor.
Yeah. As speaking of glints, as you move along your way, you all in turn think you see a like a purple crystalline glint from down in that valley.
Is the gem we're looking for purple?
I don't think so, but
I thought we were looking for wasp riders.
Well,
I thought that there was a purple one though. There was an amethyst, wasn't there?
I thought we were looking for Tiger's Eye in this area.
We are
We
looking
are
for
for
Tiger's
this
Eye in
area.
this area, but we've found gems that aren't supposed to be in that area in areas. So there's not saying there couldn't be one that we're missing in this area. That's not necessarily the one we thought we were looking for. And we thought there was an amethyst that we were looking for, which would be purple.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's off the beaten path. We can always check.
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna kick myself later if this is the case. Hi ho, down the hill we go.
Okay.
Cause yeah,
If it turns out, like,
There's
even
an
though it's not-
amethyst we're looking for.
yeah. Like, who knows? Maybe the folks that were tracking, maybe they dropped something.
Yeah. Because when there was that break-in, didn't they got something, didn't they?
they got most of the gems, I thought, and then we ended up getting some of them back.
So you go down into the valley, and after the initial bit of tree growth and shrubbery, it's a very rocky valley, and you think that you saw the glint from just inside a cave that you find not long after. Coming
There you
through
go,
the
Arthur.
tree line.
It is like home.
As you get closer to it, you see that the cave is dimly lit by that same purplish light as you saw the glint of. And looking in, you see it looks like a waist-high table made out of amethyst and stone.
That's definitely
No.
not what we were looking for.
There's a low, nearly subsonic hum that you can feel in the air.
This looks like a magic people thing.
This doesn't. Well, this looks like a gonna cut you open and read your entrails type thing.
Can I just, like, poke the table?
When you go over and poke at the table, the crystals on the top of it change hue. They shift to more of a deep brown.
Huh.
Huh.
Kyle looks over Mouse. You should poke it.
Okay. I poke the table.
They shift hue again, turning to more of a scarlet red.
Oh, I know what they're doing.
Maybe it's like a mood detector.
No, it's a cosm detector.
Kyle turns and looks at Josh's character next.
Arthur will dismiss his shield and cast Mage Light. I want to see the rest of this room.
Okay.
Mikal grumbles.
And then once the room is lit up, then I'll touch the table. I don't want,
Yeah, as you light it up, what starts off as a cave, just past that table, because it's slowly changes into it. But past that table, it becomes more and more obvious that it's like an advanced room. Like there's metal and crystal, all like solid walls, straight walls, not curves. There's signs of what should be lights, but they're not on. Various different, obviously, screens that are currently not active either.
This looks much more like my home.
Yeah, it's way too advanced for...
Here.
So yeah, I'll touch the table now.
Okay. When you do, the gems switch to a pale blue hue.
I think you might be onto something there, Mouse.
When I touch it, I
Yeah,
assume
yeah,
it
I'll
turns.
start to look at you next. Like,
It turns back to
Sure.
the amethyst purple.
So it's the same purple.
Yeah.
So that means that when we came here, it was key to my home. There shouldn't be anybody from my home around here.
But makes sense based off the technology.
Yeah, I mean, where I'm from is probably the most technologically advanced place on Earth currently. Unfortunately, I am not technologically inclined.
Well, let's go take a look at these things. Arthur's moving his way back towards the actual technology, computers, screens, buttons.
Well, the main interactable part, like that you can physically act with, seem to be a series of crystals that are on the table itself that can be moved around.
Find, evidence analysis, computer.
It's instinctive. It's actually a reality test.
Oh.
I can use that card now.
Oh, I'll try to figure it out.
It's a very hard reality test.
Very hard.
Difficulty 16.
Currently all of my tests are favored.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let me see.
Say early in the day to have that happen, but at least it saved you from a potential disconnect.
Here. Let me try this.
Just wait. As stand, because I got a good result. The spell ends at the failed test. The final die roll is odd, which a 5 is.
Yeah.
Right. So I will play my hero card.
There you go. Wow, that was a much
Nice,
nicer
just
result
enough.
on that. Can't argue with that. You asked if you could be the hero. Okay, so as you're moving the pieces around, you get the understanding that at least a part of the purpose of the device as you're using it is to be able to see the other cosms. Like as you move them in tune, one of the screens starts to come back to life, and you actually see part of Paris.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know it's not stock footage because there's currently well, it could still be stock footage because it is Sarpapsy, but you see some street beaters and some chasing off some resistance members.
I'm gonna look and see. Does it show, like, does it show their piety scores like above their head? Like, is it like? Does it seem like it's hacked into a cyber papacy feed, or
No.
something else?
No, it seems to be something else.
And I'll say that out loud, like a bunch of technobabble that means nothing to anybody else.
Yeah.
Those
Yes,
certainly are words.
whatever you just said.
Well, we're in front. I mean, closed circuit TVs are everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere. You can't go anywhere where you're not surveyed. Like your toaster listens to what you say.
Yeah, while you're doing and thinking that, whatever currently had your attention, the camera quote unquote camera seems to follow it, almost like a drone cam would, but not from an angle like one of the hosts would be following at.
Interesting. So yeah, so it does seem to be a way to be able to peer in on other cosms, other locations. And while I was thinking about the constant surveillance, the cameras seemed to move to kind of like pick up on my thoughts almost as to what I wanted to view.
How is something
where
like
the thing we're looking for it?
I don't know. I don't know if I can see cosms that aren't my own. I mean, I'll try.
how is something like this working somewhere like here?
I mean, it could be a very, very advanced remote drone bouncing off of satellite signals. Super easy.
Magic.
Would I, as a living land native, even if this place isn't exactly living land, would I know about the whole, like, it's law of wonders?
Yes, you would absolutely know about the Law of Wonder.
I assume so. Yeah, so Ital's gonna give just kind of shrugs. Sometimes Lanala lets things stay as they were, not change to back our home. If this place is connected in any way to my home, then perhaps Lanala's blessings work here as well.
Can we use this to link to get back home?
Doesn't seem to be a transportation device, just a monitoring device.
No, but we could use it to link to maybe open another one of those portals.
No, I think that's the volcano.
You actually, so when you actually think that with the right use of it, but it eludes you, just because of the way it seems to be connecting, that you could potentially open some sort of portal. You're not sure the size or the potency or for even remotely how long it would be or how accurate, but because you get the feeling like you've opened up a not quite but basically scrying window, which isn't that far removed.
So I'll look at myself. It's possible, but so here's the thing. I'm not very technologically astute. My order does not necessarily believe in technology, not to the extent that we think technology is a sin necessarily, but where I come from, technology is often associated with the church, and the church is really, really bad. So we tend to eschew such things. So I have no training in this. And so I might be able to open a portal. It might go someplace. That place might even be survivable. And it might not cut you off halfway through traveling. But that's a lot of ifs.
Here.
What if you and Arthur work on it together after we figure out doing what we need to do?
I was just gonna say it showed you your home, for lack of better terms. What if you concentrate on something else? Like if we, I don't know, want to spy on our dear friend that gave us the assignment, since that technically would be in a different zone, and see if it works.
You know that it could, but you're not sure how. Like you're not entirely sure how it actually popped open to see the cyberpapsy as it was. You just know that it's doable.
Yeah. I think it would take a lot of time and study to figure this out.
Okay. Well, we know it's here, and at this point, Arthur takes a good look at the table. It probably ain't being moved.
You should mark it on your map.
Arthur will actually take the hide map out and basically try to jimmy some type of marking on it.
Okay.
Can I help with that?
No, it's not that hard. You have a good idea roughly where you are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's way too big to move, and I agree. I don't think it's going anywhere. But this is the sort of thing that if we get back, that the Delphi Council would probably like to have access to study.
Yep.
I mean, on the plus side, since it doesn't seem to be a standard technological device, it seems to be more based off of. I'm just going to gesture vaguely at the state of the world. There's probably very few individuals that are capable of activating it.
No, it's probably literally just who put it here.
I would think that anybody who's capable of traveling through the cosmos easily would be able to activate it.
Good thing we killed that guy.
So, gotta make our way back up that path to continue down towards our dear waspy friends.
As you start making your way back up and out, the cave and everything about it starts to fade out of view.
Out of view or disappear?
Like disappears like a mirage, an oasis, a Star Trek thing.
Goddamn holograms.
It was definitely there, but once it's gone, once it disappears, the entire valley is that same type of shrub and tree filled wilderness as you crawled through when you found it.
Well, that's gonna be fun. Good thing we marked it on the map.
It's more along the lines of it didn't belong here to begin with, so it just got shunted out.
The law of wonder does tend to give and take away. Like, it doesn't tend to last very long, but sometimes you can find the same place again.
It just kind of appears and disappears.
At least I know the resistance is still going strong.
It's true.
It is impossible to get news out of Paris.
Alright, let's move on to the giant wasps.
Well, another survival test for a little bit further along, where things will get more treacherous. Excellent. Because you very shortly after that come up to a point where you have to ascend a bit. Like, there's another cliff, there's a waterfall that the river's coming down. Finding a good place to climb takes a little bit of time. And then does take some effort. But as the group comes out on the top of this plateau, you do see that it is a large butte with trees and growths and everything that you're heading towards. And as you take in your surroundings and can see that you have already come a good ways, like surprising distance. It doesn't feel like it's been about a day, but the distance traveled looked like it's been about a day. And that's when you can hear a hum in the air, like massive insect wings. A half dozen or more. As shadows start to blot your view of the sun.
Oh.
It appears that you've been noticed and the Daruni have arrived. But what that means we'll have to pick up next time. I know it's slightly earlier than normal, but I have very specific stuff planned for that, and this might take more than half an hour for at least the initial encounter, depending how
I
you
know.
do
The
things.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. And I don't want to leave us in the middle of a potential combat or getting through roleplay and then setting off a potential combat.
It's all good.
Because let's face it,
It has nothing to do with the percentage chances of it has everything to do with the makeup of the party. The fact that it is on the table has nothing to do with the makeup of the party. They like the fight. They like the kidnap. As Chris said, he both loves and hates the Daruni.
the party is low charisma and mouthy.
Which
I'll just
which
like to
could
fight.
work out better for you guys technically because of how they do things, but that'll be our next time.
All right.
Which hopefully, like we said, they'll hopefully be on the 17th.
Sounds good.
If not, it'll be fairly early into the new year. The Eve would be a Sunday, so that would be at least the 7th, I would expect, without looking at the calendar. Just because I know that it's Mondays for both Christmas Day and New Year's.
Yeah.
And of course, since we normally would be New Year's Eve, I don't know if we're going to want to play New Year's Eve.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It's less likely than the 17th.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Yep.
But with that, I'll say I hope those that tuned in enjoy this slightly shorter one. And join us next time. I hope you have a good evening or good day when you watch. And I'm about to stop our streaming as we transition to our ending screen.